Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano, and in this video we want to talk quickly about what the market is doing. Then we take a quick look at Ethereum, actually only very briefly because that is breaking out at the moment. Then we take a look at Cardano, what it's doing, and then Bitcoin. Brief update because to be honest not much is happening, but certain moves are being prepared at the moment. Before we start, if you want to learn about technical analysis, after several requests I created my second channel which teaches technical analysis. Quite positive feedback for now, so please consider checking that channel out and maybe subscribing. Also, normally I publish 3 videos per day. There won't be the second video today and also not tomorrow because I've got some meetings at work. I have to go away for work, but I will still publish 2 videos hopefully. Second one will be a bit later today, but yeah, that is what it is. And then important day for Cardano, very important day. We've got the testnet hard fork today, so maybe that will give Cardano the boost that it needs to get beyond $3. Would be great. However, as we see, the oscillators, indicators and the price action is currently showing a rather bearish scenario for Cardano, at least in the very short term. Before we start, let's take a look at the one article here, which is talking about that Cardano is facing one hurdle before new all-time highs. They talk about that level 298 that we've talked about. Well, we call it 297, but it doesn't matter in the end. It is close enough. And then they give a new all-time high target of 340 based on Fibonacci extension levels. That's fine. We came to a similar conclusion here. What they say is that we are currently trading in an ascending triangle, which is bullish. Now, personally, I can't really confirm that, I must be honest, because it looks a bit more bearish at the moment. I'm going to show you what I mean. Let's take a look at Ethereum. No, let's take a look quickly at the other cryptos first that are booming at the moment. We've got Ethereum breaking out. We've got XRP breaking out. Talked about XRP a lot on this channel. On these days, I'm always happy that I've got XRP. Polkadot, yes, massively breaking out together with Kusama. Uniswap breaking out. Don't really know what the reason is for that, but maybe that's another wave of cryptos currently breaking out, and maybe we can see Cardano in the next few days, maybe even today, after a successful, oh great, I've bought some AVE yesterday, so really happy about that. By the way, maybe that is really what we need today, that Alonso testnet hard fork. If that goes well for Cardano, very important day, then maybe that could give us the boost. And if anything I'm saying here today doesn't make any sense, it's just like half, 3:30 UK time before I've got a bit of a trip to do with the car this morning, so I woke up early to do that video for you, so bear with me. And then yeah, let's take a look at Ethereum quickly. Ethereum is breaking out now, very exciting to see. I do have some ETH as well, but basically in summary, ETH is now seeing that breakout that Cardano has seen already. Ethereum got stuck here where Cardano has already made that further move to the upside. So maybe that is what is now to come for Ethereum. Would be good for every Ethereum holder, even though I think fundamentally, of course, Cardano has much more to offer. Let's take a quick look at Bitcoin first. Bitcoin, we see, I won't talk about it very long because not much has happened, but what it shows, we continue to trade in this descending triangle here. We've got a move that likely from experience points towards a breakout to the downside, and I talk to you why I won't go above all the indicators, oscillators again, because they show rather bearish, and I talked about that in other videos, so that hasn't changed. I'm not going to repeat all of that and bore you. What we can see is pretty much a mirror, not exactly, but we can see that the price here tried to make a new all-time high, or not all-time high, a new high. Hadn't showed us pattern close enough, didn't break down, but touched that support level here. And now we are trading in this with this diagonal resistance level and the horizontal support at 46,400, 500. As I said yesterday, we are moving closer to the apex. This is preparing for a move to the breakdown. At least what I can see here on this chart. I could be wrong, but from experience, this is likely to become a breakout to the downside. And also from, just Google descending triangle on the web, and it shows you a bearish pattern, and more often than not, these break to the downside. As you know, the crypto market is always unpredictable, so we need to wait what's going to happen. But for me, a breakout below 46,500 will show you that we've made that breakout to the downside. Yes, we could break out and then bounce off that 200-day moving average. So if you wanted to enter a short trade here, which I would never recommend in an uptrending market, then I would personally wait for the retest here of that support line. If we break out to the upside today, we should get above 48,000 in my opinion, then retest it, and then we could move to the upside. But it's very hard because there are now various support and resistance levels here because of that structure. And what you can see, you make lower highs, you make even a lower low here. Now it can't even pull away from the support level anymore really far, so very close to that support level of 46,500. And typically you can see that time and time again, when that happens and the price stays very close to that level and can't really pull away from it anymore, and we've made lower highs before, then that indicates there will be a breakout to the downside. I'd love it to be the other way around, but it looks more bearish to me, right? So as I said, I could be wrong, but that is what generally a descending triangle is doing, and we can formulate and show that structure here very clearly. Range market at the moment, in that channel and now in that triangle, yeah, pretty much move to the downside expected from my point of view. Then we can see here, well, what they said about that ascending triangle. I don't think that is a valid pattern on this chart, especially not anymore, because this has basically been invalidated by us breaking now to the downside of that one. And to be honest, I don't think that was a pattern that is really respected by the price, because we're not really, there wasn't even a breakout. That was just a move. As if this support level hadn't been there, you can clearly see that here, that we are currently moving here into the right hand side of that uptrending support. I don't think that the price action respected that, so I'm going to take that out. What I rather think the price action is respecting is that descending triangle. Very similar move to Bitcoin. We can see that is currently at 270, 271. If we break below that, I think we'll have a move to 255 and then to 245. I did say that yesterday. Again, very similar structure to Bitcoin. I'm not going to repeat that, but just in summary, lower highs and horizontal support line, and the price can't really pull away from that support line anymore at the moment. So it's getting closer. So more likely than not, move to the downside. Be prepared. 270. Should we break to the upside, which I would love, we should be above 275. No, sorry, it should be above 280. Depending on when it happens. That apex is currently again as well at 271. So at a later point today, we should really be able to break above 270, 271, 272. And now, if we break out now, it should be above 286 or 285. So let's hope that will happen to the upside, but I'd rather think happens to the downside, which would be an opportunity to buy. Longer term, of course, I'm still very bullish on Cardano, but it just looks like that structure is showing a little bit of a, especially if we're trading against a horizontal level, that is typically what happens. Now again, it could go the other way, so don't bet on it really. You need, when doing trades, I would always wait for the breakout anyway and maybe a retest, because nobody can predict what's going to happen, but we can formulate our assumptions based on what we can see here. And also the oscillators indicators are all showing bearish. I did say that. Now I'm not going to bore you any longer. I think that's pretty much the summary for today. As I said, there'll be a second video later today, but that second video that I normally do isn't going to happen today due to commitments at work. However, there will be another one later today. However, I just want to finalize this. If we break to the upside of that triangle, we really need to get beyond 292, and then in this square here, this resistance square, we then need to get beyond the 297. This is really a resistance zone that we need to get through between 292 and 297. So that's an important one. But yeah, could really take us down to 255, 245, which wouldn't be a disaster. I mean, we've been there on the 21st of August. And maybe that is the support we need to get more energy to move to the upside. But to be honest, I think if we move below that lower high, below that high, and then below that high, that wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good because then pretty much we have a short-term downtrend confirmed. But yeah, I'm still hopeful that we should really see a move to the upside on before the Alonso hard fork. But maybe not. Sometimes things are a bit different, but I still think we should. So that here, if we say we break to the downside, that doesn't mean that we need to stay there for weeks. That could just be a breakout to the downside, and maybe then buyers step in very quickly, especially fueled by the support that, for example, Ethereum is getting at the moment and some other cryptos. So maybe, you know, we just need to be mindful that that could be happening. That might be inevitable, because you can clearly see we can't break out to the upside at the moment here. We haven't made it to a new all-time high yet. And sometimes when that is not happening, market is recognizing at the moment it's not the right time. Need to be another bounce to the downside. New buyers need to step in, and maybe then that will help us to get there. All right, so hopefully you liked that summary. If you did, please smash the like button. One thing to mention, if you want to learn about TA, I created a second channel, so you can check that out in the description. That will teach you TA step by step. And yeah, I hope you will subscribe if you like the content. Thanks a lot, and see you in the other video later today. Thanks a lot. Bye.